What is up, everybody? Welcome back to my channel, Mystic Watch, and today we got a brand new video. So, a little bit of a break, only 2 or 3 days. Main reason being is that I had a really big interview to prep for today. It was a 4.5-hour interview, and I was cranking. You know, I was getting it's for a software position. I won't reveal anything yet. If I manage to get the position, I'll let you guys know. But I was cranking away. So I'm really excited. I put a lot of time into that, and I'm hoping to hear back from them. But because of that, I ended up not uploading for the last 2 days. So we're back at it again. Now, originally, I was going to summon on the Milim banner, but I am no longer going to summon for Milim and simply wait a little bit. And in this video, we're going to be doing another should you summon and talk about why I'm not summoning and potentially why maybe you shouldn't or should summon on this banner. So let's kind of see. We're in this interesting situation with the game where banners are being pumped left and right. We have the three banners, the first 3 banners of the game are all available to us to summon for right now. Let's see, do I have any tickets here or here? No, but I do have tickets. So I'll do a summon for you guys, because like of course I'm going to summon other tickets, and we're just going to skip through, right? Like I won't actually look at the animation, because my animation when I use it this way is actually bugged. So I don't know what I'm going to be getting. I have to swap around my BlueStacks kind of like GPU rendering to a different rendering to get this to appear. But when I do that, it causes a couple bugs and the game to crash more, so I leave it like this. Overall, I will not be spending any of my currency on the banner because my dark team is fine. I don't need any more units, even if it is a dark orb changer. Come on, give me something better. Even if it is a dark orb changer, I really don't need another unit. I talked about this in the last video with summoning for Veldora, but realistically, you only ever need 3 dark units. It would be nice to have 5 dark units, but you can function completely fine with 2 to 3 dark units. And considering that we have Benimaru, I have both Veldora and Diablo. Wow, there we go. I was rewarded with Gopta. But I have 3 dark units. I'm content. Like I don't need anything else. And like the main thing with the Milim is the reason she is good is because she's a dark unit that, let's take a look at. She's a dark unit that changes from orange to blue. Okay, relax, Milim. So she changes from orange to blue, and this is the main reason why she's good. Now the problem with the game is that there is not much uniqueness to any of the units, meaning all the units just do damage, right? Like you hit the blue cards, the orange cards, and the green cards, and they just do damage. It doesn't matter who you have on there, and their weighted stat total might be different. Like someone might have slightly more attack than someone else, right? Like Earth Trainee has one of the lower attack stats because she's a healer, quote unquote, but her moves, like she hits, you know, the same way. It's not like she does anything differently, and her ability, she just has an ability that can heal. Now the problem is, in a particular match of either conquest or anything difficult, you have a limited amount of skill point usage, and currently it is being prioritized with orb changing and damage increases. So you don't have too much flexibility to get the benefits of a unique thing, right? Like how often do you use like defense up, or you know, crit resistance up, or guard protection up, you know, like things like that, because it's almost like a waste of skill points when you could be using it or saving it for something more important. And in the, like when you're trying to do Predator, you need 30 points to actually summon Rimuru to consume at the end. So you end up with this issue where you can only use your skill points on very, very particular things, and that tends to be orb changes, Alice stuns, or or damage boosts. Maybe defense down, right? Like defense down on the enemy or resistance down. So Milim has a good ability. Dragon Orb changes Soul of Secrets into Soul of Divine Protection, and this works really well with Xion because Xion changes green to blue. So between Milim and Xion, you can actually get consistently on the turn that you use Xion's Divine Protector ability, you can get Milim to convert those skills as well to get a full easy 6, like a 6 board. Now, on the other hand, Dragon Thrash increases all allies' critical resistance by 40%, increases own critical rate by 15%. This is fine. Like it's okay. It's not anything in particularly good. Like I'm not amazed by this. I just look at it and I'm like, nice. And you can tell that this ability is probably going to be expensive because it's an all allies boost. But other than that, like, I don't see anything spectacular. Like, why am I summoning for this? What is the reason? Do I need an orb changer? Well, for me, if I go under companions, we go under free to play Shuna, and we go to skill. She does blue to green, which is, I guess it's not really relevant in this case, but it's an orb changer. If you want an orb changer, Dark Soe does green to orange. Like, these are just people that you can bring along and they make fights easier, right? Like, you don't necessarily need the same color as the Dark Milim, where it goes from orange to whatever for anything else. It is completely fine to just have orb changers in general, because at least with Soe, going to orange is the more, it's like, that's harder to find. And this works better with Orc Disaster, right? Like, this is just easier to use with Orc Disaster. But yeah, like, there's 2 free-to-play options of color changers. I'm pretty sure the Milim here is another color changer. Same color as same as the Shuna. But those are just the free-to-play options that I mentioned, right? Other than that, for example, Light Shuna is phenomenal. She has a really good change, orange to blue. Soe does orange to green. Yeah. So, like, these exist. So, like, I didn't want to mention the Shuna and the Soe earlier on because they're not free to play. But I did mention the free to play options, that orb change, and this Soe is just a 4-star unit, meaning that there's a high chance you have him and there's a high chance that you have dupes for him. It actually isn't too hard to get him up to 5-star through the Awakening. And, like, it might not be 5-star today, but it could be 5-star in the future. So something to keep in mind, that you don't really need the Milim. The Milim doesn't do anything special. And on the other hand, if you want a dark team, you're better off just summoning for... Why did I go to the same thing? I don't know. You're better off just summoning on Diablo, because Diablo is a fantastic unit. He has 2 great abilities. He has a singular orb change from green to blue, which is nice for single turn uses. It's a little bit less of a cost than the 2 orb change. So I believe at max rank you can actually get the Diablo to cost only like 15 to change his the orb colors. So it's Soul Manipulation's on 4 right now. If I upgrade this, I can get it to go down to 15, which is fantastic. 15 is so cheap, which means that if I use it once, the next time I use it, it's also still reusable. And on top of that, he has an amazing other skill. Decreases all targets' resistance. Like, look at this. It decreases by 10%, and he has up to a 25% attack boost, and he's a single target ultimate user, which is phenomenal. Yeah, we'll just do that, you know. I like you, Diablo. You deserve this. Yeah, I would say Diablo is the better dark unit to summon for. And on top of the fact that you can actually go for the Xion leader. Like, you might not have Xion or Orc Disaster, and at that point, if you want the dark team, I would go here. So if you cared about summoning for the dark team, your best bet is to go on this banner, in my opinion. Veldora is cool. I summoned for Veldora simply because he's a cool looking dude. He's okay, again, like mediocre unit, but I like him. And yeah, like he has a buff ability. He has a usable, one of two usable abilities, which is kind of like the bare minimum. But I don't know, like it's all right. But I want to just like kind of get through that it is okay to skip these banners because it's not really necessary to need these units to make progress. You get a benefit for summoning from Milim because of the event, but don't let that sway you into summoning. I'm free to play. I have enough to do nearly 11 multis right now, and I won't. I'm just going to save. At this point, I want another light unit for my light team because I have Gazelle and Shuna, but I would like one more person, particularly one more damage dealer. And other than that, if the leaks are true and Rimuru does end up getting released as a banner, although he can be an octogram unit, if he gets released as a banner, the Rimuru has much better abilities. Two better abilities, two usable abilities, and he hits like a truck. So I'd much rather go that route and save for him. If I can get up to 6,000 currency, I'm set, right? Like I have enough to guarantee that I can pull him. I don't have to worry. And that's kind of like the mentality you have to go through when deciding as a free-to-play player if it's worth it to summon or not. So it depends on what team you're building. I talked about this in the Veldora video. But if you don't care about dark, don't summon. Like these units don't do anything for you. Wait until the element of your reroll aligns, whether it's space, fire, earth, wind, whatever, water, and just summon there. So that's all I'm doing. You don't need a full team of 5 of the element, and this Milim is just mediocre. She doesn't do anything unique. There's no unit in the game that's like, this unit is heads and shoulder above everyone else, and like if you don't have this unit, you're at a disadvantage. All the units in this game are just very generic and all kind of do the same thing, with the different like differentiating just being their types, so that they can hit a little bit harder on type advantage units, right? But they don't do anything special. Like there's just, this character exists in other elements with the same exact skill set at the end of the day. So there you have it. Hopefully that it's a little bit of a bummer to not summon, but you know, save your currency. This game is pouring out banners. I don't like it, and if you want to survive, you're gonna have to be patient. So hopefully you enjoy. I'll be back at it with more content in the future, but until then, peace out.